What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am over here in the corner. Instead of over that corner, I'm over in this one now. And today we are going to be ranking every single UFC division, every weight class. Some of them I think are absolutely elite right now. Some of them are kind of trash. Some of them are kind of mid. We're going to be discussing all of that. And I feel like this ranking comes down to the champion, obviously. What top contenders do we have in the weight class? How active are things in the division as well? Who's the prospects coming up? All that type of stuff I feel like is really important when it comes to ranking the weight classes. Do you guys like the fucking hat? I feel like I have Diego Lopez aura in the corner right now. I'm like Lopez at the press conference. But let's get into this, man. Starting off strong, A tier candidate here to start things off. I'm going to go with 155 in the A tier. I feel like when you look at lightweight, obviously, Ilio Toptorio, whatever the kid's name is, as the champion. Pretty exciting. Little bit inactive. Not a little bit. Very fucking inactive. Bro literally wins with 0 damage and disappears for a year at a time. But that's nothing new in the lightweight division. So I'm not going to make that too big of a deal when you have Ilia Topuria, Arman Sarukian, Max Holloway, Paddy the fucking body lad. You know what I mean? Like, nobody fucking talks about it, lad. I'm fucking starving. You know, you've got all these guys in the weight class. Great prospects coming up. The unranked section is full of killers. Like, you've got Nazim Sadikov, Esteban Ribovic, Quillen fucking Sow killed, mate. You know, you go down that top 50, that top 60 of the lightweight division. There are so many great guys that are unranked. The rankings are always super entertaining. We've got fucking Dan Hooker in there, Mateus Gamrot, Benil Dariush. I mean, there is a good mix of like big names and names that we've known for a long time. Exciting prospects coming up: Mauricio Rufy, Benoit Saint-Denis, Grant Dawson, Islam Makhachev's replacement. So many of these guys, and like I said, you look at the unranked section. You've got fucking Michael Johnson in there. You've got Jalen Turner. You've got Edson Barboza, right? You've got Drakkar Klose. You've got so many names. I could just keep going. Nasrat Hakparas, Bobby Green, Drew Doe, but they've got so much name value, even in the unranked. Terrence McKinney, even in the unranked section of 155. The champion is fucking elite. He's borderline top 3 pound for pound easily. And there's great contenders coming up like Arman Sarukian and Max Holloway as well. And Paddy Pimblett. That's going to be a huge fight. So lightweight division, it's the money division. There's big names. The entire thing top to bottom, I would say, is pretty high level. Generally, I'm going to say 155 is easily A tier. And the next division, you guys know me, dude. This one I almost put in the fucking S tier as the best division. Mate, fucking 170, bro. Come on. JDM is the fucking champion, mate. How good. That alone puts this in the fucking A tier. But listen, dude. No bias whatsoever. Is this not one of the best welterweight divisions we've ever fucking seen? We've got Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards, 2 former multiple-time defending champions in the top 5. You've got exciting guys in that top 5, 6 to 8, 9. You've got Joaquin Buckley, Michael Morales, Shavkat Rakhmonov. Apparently he's still in the UFC. Carlos Prates is floating around there. Sean Brady, Ian Gary, Bilal Muhammad. You know what I mean? Like, we have just so many top level, top contenders. Every single one of them is 2 or 3 fights away from a title shot, and they all have these great styles to match up against each other. I think this division is one of the best divisions in the UFC. I would say it's top 3. I would say it's 155. It's 170, and we'll talk about Bantamweight and Featherweight and these other ones that are considered top 3 as well, what I think is the best and what I think is a little bit overrated. But I definitely feel like you look at the top 15 of 170, it is one of the best rankings, top to fucking bottom. I know that Colby Covington is there. That's kind of tough. I know that D-Rod is kind of there. That's kind of tough. 155 has Michael Chandler and Renato Moicano, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that, it's, there's still some of those guys in every single division, but 170 is a fucking shark tank. The unranked section, we've got prospects like Islam Dulatov, Jacoby Smith. And one thing that 170 has going for it right now is it's active right now. We've got 3 big welterweight fights this weekend. We've got Bilal Muhammad versus Ian. Bro. Bro, the thing with Ian Gary, bro, he sucks. Bro, he's a bomb. Literally, he's a bomb. You know, we got Bilal and Ian Gary next week, right? And all of these matchups are going to create a tournament. The loser of the main event this weekend will probably fight like Shavkat Rakhmonov or Kamaru Usman or somebody like that. Maybe Prates when he beats Leon. You know what I mean? Every single one of these fights, they match up and it's a banger. It's a fucking certified hood classic. So you look at the rankings, you look at the bloody fucking amazing champion that we have. The prospects coming up, like I said, the GOAT Jacoby Smith is coming for the belt. Yeah, and there's so many lovable goobers at 170, dude. You know, Nico Price floating around with his fucking inflated arms, dude. You know, I can't think. Santiago Ponzinibbio float. Neil Magny. You know what I mean, man? 170 just, amazing division. It's my favorite. But I'm going to be unbiased. I'll put it in the A tier. Now, this next division... Sometimes I think back on what we had and it just makes me sad. I'm putting heavyweight in the D tier, bro. I remember when heavyweight was fucking elite, dude. I remember when heavyweight was carrying this shit, bro. Stipe, DC, Ngannou, Cain Velasquez came back. Overeem was still around. Volkov was there. Blades was coming up. This division was not even that bad not that long ago, and now it is completely like Waldo Cortez Acosta's the biggest storyline right now coming for the belt. Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall, they are great. Okay, Tom Aspinall, mate, you know, the thing is, mate, about fucking Tom Aspinall, mate, he's a fucking great champion, you know? But fucking hell, mate, why'd you have to fucking eye poke him, mate? What the fuck? I'm sorry, bro. When the biggest storyline in your division is eye pokes, and the biggest rising beat, like you compared this shit to lightweight or welterweight, bruh. Welterweight, we've got Kamaru Usman trying to get a title shot. Lightweight, you've got Paddy Pimblett coming up trying to get Ilya. Arman Sarukian's there. Max Holloway's there. Tom Aspinall's next fight after Cyril Gane is going to be fucking Waldo Cortez Acosta, bro. Are you serious? The best prospect in this division is Walter Walker. This fat blob that just comes out, hey, chocolate a Peppa Pig. Hey, Walter Walker, bro. Walter Walker, bro. I love just hitting a Walter Walker on somebody. But, yeah, dude, this division is fucking dog shit. The most lovable name value guys in this weight class were, like, Chris Barnett, Hamdi Abdelwahab. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a nothing division. There's nothing going on here. There's no hype. There's no, you know, crazy killers coming after the champ. You know, he's already beat half these fucking guys. Marcin Tybora's top 10. Taito Ivasa's still ranked. You know what I mean? Like, Kennedy and Nzechukwu was coming up the division looking like a problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not good, bro. It's just not good. And it makes me sad because, like I said, we used to have fucking Verdum, Kane, JDS, Stipe, Ngannou, DC. You know what I mean? Like, killers. And now it's just blah, 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 blah. Heavyweight's fucking dog shit. The best prospect is fucking Josh Hokett. This fucking, like, dead-ass Colby blob mode. Like, it is like, bro is like a Twitter AI brought to life. Like, he's just soulless. It's just a soulless prospect in heavyweight. Like, he's good, got a good right hand. I fully expect him to just randomly lose to some random, like, fat Brazilian blob in the fucking Apex next week. And, you know, he's just copying trail lines bar for bar. That's just, that is the most excitement we have at heavyweight, is this random guy. So, the heavyweight division is in fucking shambles. I'm not going to pretend like it's good because Tom Aspinall's really good. Gane is good. Almeida's a terrorist of the sport. Volkov is top 3. And he's been losing to every good champion and good ranked fighter for the past fucking 10 years at heavyweight. Nothing has changed. He's still fraud checking these guys. That shows me where this weight class is. All right, let's move on to the next one to discuss. I'm going to put 145 in the B tier. I'm going to put featherweight at B. There was a time where I think featherweight was A tier, borderline S tier for some people. I've always felt like featherweight is one of these weight classes that kind of gets thrown in with like it almost gets to do like the, we are the best 3 weight classes with lightweight and bantamweight, which I've always just been complete, like, elite of the elites, right? Because featherweight, the champion is usually a generational talent. But when you look at the rest of the division, I don't think it's actually that good as people say. I think there's obviously some really talented fighters, and I am looking forward to seeing this weight class without my GOAT Volk. Like, when Volk beats fucking Evloev or Lerone Morphy or whatever these jobbers' names are, and then retires, And then we get, a fresh new division with Evloev, Lopez, Silva, Arnold Allen, Yair Rodriguez not getting a title shot unless he wins an actual fight against a ranked opponent. You know what I mean? So many of these guys. Oh, fuck. I almost just slipped out of my chair. So many of these guys that, Volk is just better than. When he's gone and it's them going tit for tat for the belt, I think that could be entertaining, right? But just in terms of how elite is this division compared to other divisions, I think the fact that Yusuf Bilal is ranked top 6 coming up for the belt in the corner of his boy David Onama, who's headlining Fight Night. Nice, man. Nice. Nice, dude. Nice. That is the best prospect coming up. Arnold Allen has not fought in a while because of injuries, and that makes me sad. And that also affects my enjoyment of this division, right? Evloev sitting on the shelf doing nothing. Aljamain Sterling and Brian Ortega. I just couldn't stop hearing the washed Paul George 76ers anthem when these guys were fighting each other. That's number 5 and number 6 in the division. They're one fight away from a title shot potentially. It's Aljo and Ortega, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you look down the division and you're like, dude, featherweight's so good. Dan Ige is ranked still and has been for like 5+ years. This division's so good, man. Dan Ige is ranked. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, man. Giga Chikadze is fucking ranked. And his last fight, he just got taken down easily by David Obama. David Obama was ranked. And he fought Steve Garcia and literally just... That's it, dude. Steve Garcia, by virtue of having power and being like tall. And Sean Woodson being tall, not even having power. These guys are going on crazy win streaks in this division. I just feel like featherweight. And then you look at the prospects. Who is the prospects coming up at featherweight? Melkaziel Costa, I think he's pretty cool. Jose Delgado. Okay, that's true. Jose Delgado, dude. He's pretty fucking good, dude. Delgado, Nathaniel Wood, he's been coming up for like fucking 10 years at this point. But you get my point. I feel like when you actually get into the weeds of 145, the rankings are kind of shallow, and I would say they're not actually that hard to get into if you're like a decent prospect at 145. And I feel like the division really gets good once you get to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the champion, right? But outside of that, I would say it's a little bit overrated. So I think B tier is fair. There's some entertaining fights. There's some decent guys coming up, but it's not the level of 155 or 170 in my opinion. So I think B tier is fair. All right, let's move on to the next weight class to discuss. My division. Let me talk very, very honestly about my weight class, 125. I'm going to put it in the C tier, dude. I think C tier is fair. I think stylistically, a lot of these guys, they have really entertaining fights with each other. There's no name value. You're not you can headline a fight night with flyweights. The UFC loves doing that. But no one gives a fuck, right? That's kind of what I'm saying, right? Like, besides Brandon Royval and the GOAT Joshua Van, who's going to be winning the belt in about a month's time, and I can't wait. Actually, by a month from now, Van will have been champion for a week, so that's going to be pretty cool. But outside of Van, Royval, Carp, and he's not famous for his fighting, he's famous for his words. Pantoja, the GOAT of this division right now. I think that when you look at the actual name value and who's coming up, Brandon Moreno, right? Who's coming up? Who's making it competitive with the champion? Who's selling pay-per-views? Who's exciting to watch? They are talented. They are good. If you're a hardcore fan, you like watching these guys. But I don't think they have any of the star power of even anybody from 145. Obviously not on the level of 155 or 170. It is purely based in skill. And I'm sorry, but I'm one of these people that I need a little bit more than just a skillful fight back and forth. I feel like you can get that and in the prelims of UFC events. I feel like what it needs to be is intense. There needs to be a build up. There needs to be rankings on the line. There needs to be a little bit of personality to get behind, or some intrigue in the fight. And I just don't really get that from flyweight. I think there are good prospects and good ranked guys coming up. Charles Johnson's coming up. He's taken out all the prospects. Lona Kavanaugh was one of the guys we were all glazing before he got flatlined. They've got all these foreign crazy grapplers coming in. And there's, obviously Muhammad Makayev's another guy that people are talking about at 125. And I think when you look across the board, you've got some exciting names like Tatsuro Taira, Joshua Van, Brandon Moreno's still hanging around, Manel Karp, Ray Saruya's on the prelims, like an unranked guy. He's got decent grappling, needs to work on his striking a little bit. But I think there's no name value. The division is kind of stalling out because Pantoja's beating everybody. Van is our only hope for this division to get a bit of a refresh. And there's still guys ranked that I just don't think would be ranked in other divisions. I think they would have got like slimed out if there were these crazy prospects coming out. You know, Tim Elliott is still doing it, dude. That's like Neil Magny being top 10 right now at welterweight. It's just not supposed to be happening in this division. That proves that it's a little bit stagnant. You know what I mean? Alex Perez. I like Alex Perez. He's still ranked top 7, top 6. He's literally just going on these random streaks of fighting like 3 times in a year and then disappearing for 2 years. Still ranked, still beating guys. That to me shows where this division is at. So I think flyweight at C is pretty fair. You know, like the champion is really good. There are some exciting names. It's not as bleak as heavyweight, where I've genuinely considered making videos being like, should we just cut the heavyweight division? Like, dead ass, I've been like, bro, should they just cut out this fucking weight class? Like, bro, what is actually the point of this if Aspinall beats Gon and, you know, Pavlovich again or Volkov again? What's the point of keeping this division going after that? You know what I mean? But I think 125 is not really there yet, all right? Let's move on, though, to the next weight class to discuss. And this one makes me sad because a year ago, when I made a similar video to this, I think I had this division as the best, the most exciting, or right there, like number 2 or number 3. And now, I think it's just like middle of the road. I'm going to say 185 is like B tier, bro. 185 is like low B tier. I think when Dricus was the champion and Hamzat was just kind of frozen on ice, not part of this, you know, I was excited about the prospects of, you know, Dricus versus Rainier Derrida, goofball main event. You know, Dricus versus Brendan Allen, which we might be getting soon. I can't wait to see that. Dricus versus Anthony Hernandez. You know what I mean? Like, Dricus is almost like, I think having a somewhat beatable champion or someone that is kind of scrappy and gets crazy makes for a more exciting division. If you have a champion, you feel like, listen, dude, fuck, some of these guys might be able to beat him, but also I could see him beating them. That is a little bit more exciting than Chimaev fighting once a year. It looks like that's what it's gonna be. Just being better than all these guys. I just think Chimaev beats all these guys. He's just that good at grappling. And his striking is not bad either. I feel like people don't talk about his boxing or his striking at all, but it's pretty fucking good. It's not bad. It's not like a big weakness in his game. Like, if someone can keep him standing, they're gonna fuck him up. I think, like, Chimaev is pretty fucking unbeatable at this point. Similar to Ilia Topuria. Except I think Ilya gets a little bit more wild, and I think there's a little bit more like, I don't know, I could just see, because the guys around him are so skillful, I could see if somebody locks in and they capitalize and they have this magical performance, maybe they could beat him. But Chimaev, I feel like maybe if he gasses out, but again, I feel like that's kind of overplayed and that got exposed against Dricus. So then now you have an unbeatable champion that's going to fight once a year. Dricus is going to be gatekeeping. And Dricus is so good that I think he beats a lot of these guys that are coming up. That could be interesting versus Chimaev, right? And I think, like, the most exciting fights we can get out of Chimaev right now is if Strickland can get a title shot. I think him versus Chimaev is a big fight with the beef and Strickland. Here's the fucking thing, dude. Here's the fucking thing about fucking Chimaev, you guys. Listen, dude. This guy's a little fucking slut, dude. Like, okay, that could be hype to see him rage baiting Hamzat and they're arguing. I think Hamzat wins that, but I would like to see Strickland deal with his grappling. I want to see what that looks like. Anthony Hernandez, the dark horse goat of 185. I would plead, bro, if Anthony Hernandez gets in there with Hamzat and he locks up that fucking arm in guillotine, all my days, bro. All my days, I might genuinely oil up, bro, okay? But outside of that, it's like, listen, we do have some good contenders here. We do have some fun matchups. Dricus versus Brendan Allen. Oh, Blockhead WrestleMania main event. You know what I mean? You got Izzy still hanging around. Hopefully he bounces back. Strickland can kind of fraud check some of the blobs coming up, make sure that the division stays a little bit skillful. Same with Izzy. And I think that, you know, it's not that bad. We still got Rainier Derrida. We got fucking Bobby Knuckles floating around. But it's not as hype as it was when Dricus was the champion. And that's just a fact. And I picked Hamzat by decision. I'm a fucking genius, guys. But I'm just saying it like it is. I feel like there's a little bit less hype with a more unbeatable champion. That's my honest opinion. Let's move on, though, because we've got 2 weight classes to talk about. Light heavyweight and the bantamweight division. And starting off, I'm going to put 205 in the C tier. I feel like if this division didn't have Yuri Prohaska, this would be D tier. Because Pereira's a good chant. Listen, me and Pereira go way back. Okay, we started the Charmer chant together. I kind of mogged him. I'm not going to lie. I kind of gave him a little bump in the body. And he like hovered over me and I just kept it pushing. You know what I mean? My mate spoke to him in Portuguese. I don't know what he said. But outside of Pereira being here, if Yuri was not in this division, and the thing is, like, Yuri, like, even if you try and hit me with, yo, why are you just excluding Yuri? Yuri's already lost to this guy twice, bro. So that, like, if they never fought, I would be like, yo, this division fucking rules, dude. Yuri versus Pereira next. Are you kidding me? Such a great build-up for that first fight because it was so exciting to think about. And it was good. It was a good fight, right? But now that Yuri has 2 losses to Alex Pereira, it's kind of hard to get hype about. It's like Max versus Volk. Like, it's a good fight. I'm never going to turn down watching it. But it's not the same on that third one when you're down 2-0 in the series, bro. You know what I'm saying? And outside of Yuri, if he's not in this weight class, you got who's next up? Carlos Ulberg. Oh, yeah, G. Ulberg's so exciting, bro. Yeah, fuck, bro. Ulberg's so good, bro. Yeah, remember when he, outside of Reyes, remember that time that he, you know, barely beat up Blachowicz, G? Yeah, G. Crazy fight, bro. I don't know. I just find Ulberg so boring. He's such a fucking NPC, dude. I just can't get excited about the idea of Ulberg versus Pereira. I know that's next. If he doesn't fight Yuri, or if it's not Yuri versus Ulberg for the vacant belt, we're getting Pereira versus Ulberg. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? And now that Ankalaev is there, I think maybe a trilogy between those two would have been cool. It would have made the division a little bit more exciting if Little Ank didn't go out there and get fucking destroyed in the first round and land 4 strikes, dude. Come on, bro. I fucking picked you, dude. I fucking made you famous calling you Big Ank, bro. And you go out there and just get fucking demolished, dude. I'm sorry, but this division is just boring. Like, Khalil Roundtree's not getting back to the belt. That's just a fact. Yuri Prohaska is down 2-0 to Pereira. Pereira's probably going to go up to heavyweight. And then the division is going to be... I think the best case scenario is Yuri Prohaska mogs Carlos Ulberg, becomes champion again. That's a W moment. You know, gets on the mic. I am so happy to be back here. And I come here with one purpose. To make the division excite again. And let's go for that. You know, and then he goes to war for the belt with Magomed Ankalaev. Finishes him. You know, maybe goes out there against Azamat Murzakanov. Has a scrap with him. That could maybe bring things up a little bit. But right now, as it stands, I think the highlights of this division are Yuri, Murzakanov, not even Zhao. I was about to say Zhang Mingyang, this fucking blockhead lost to Johnny Walker, dude. This division's just nah. It's just not that good, bro. So I'm going to put it in the C tier. I don't think it's as bad as heavyweight because, like I said, there is some bright prospects coming up in the future, like the idea of Yuri being champ again, Murzakanov going on the title run. Okay, these are things I'm actually excited about. Heavyweight, I have no interest whatsoever. I do not care. Close the division today, and I really don't care. You know what I mean? 205's not that bad because Pereira's there too as champion, all right? Last one to talk about, 135. This is literally just the best division right now. I know I've been a contrarian in the past and said, no, welterweight's better, lightweight's better, but right now, bantamweight is popping, dude. Bantamweight is where it's at. You've got Merab as the champion. Hey, guys, I'm gonna fight next week, guys. And I'm so happy, guys. Because I'm gonna go in there against Piotr Jan, and he's gonna defend all of my grappling, guys, and they're gonna chin me, guys. I really believe this. You know, we've got Piotr Jan on the comeback. Dude, Sugar Sean O'Malley, how's the sleep schedule, bud? Me and Sean O'Malley, we are coming back for the belt. Me, Sean, and Timbo, the big 3. We are coming back for the belt. You got Sean O'Malley there, Corey Sandhagen. That's a banger fight that could happen, right? Jan versus O'Malley too. That's a banger that could happen. You've got Song Yadong there. I think he's a fun matchup for Merab at some point. He could easily get a title shot, right? Eamon Zahabo, we're not going to talk about him, you know? Cheeto Vera still hanging around. Henry Cejudo, Peyton Talbot. In the unranked section, I feel like this is where bantamweight really shines because at the bottom of the rankings, you do have some exciting guys. Like I said, David Martinez is there. Eamon Zahabo. You've got Vinicius Oliveira. Some exciting kind of fun names. And the thing that I like about this division right now is everybody is 2 or 3 wins away from a title shot. And they all have these weird, fun styles that would be cool to see against Merab. And Merab has become very entertaining to watch as a fighter. Like, he does go in there and scrap, especially early on, and that makes it exciting. Obviously, Umar is there as well. He's super skillful in the top 15. He's a guy that could ruin all this by winning the belt and then making it like a once-a-year thing like Chimaev. But as it stands right now, Merab has some title challenges lined up. We've got super high-level guys in the top 5. Umar, O'Malley, Corey, Yan, just killers, murderers fucking row, in the words of Mixed Molly Whoppery. And in the unranked section, this is where I feel like the weight class shines. Bloody Cody Haddon, mate. I know he just pulled out. I'm really sad that I got that bingo thing right. I didn't want it to be Cody Haddon. I thought he was going to win. I'm sad that he's pulled out. So Cody Haddon's there. Malcolm Wellmaker. I am a big fan of Malcolm Wellmaker. Peyton Talbot, another guy that I'm a big fan of the way that he fights. Felipe Lima's a fucking killer there as well. There's so many guys in the 135 division. Fucking Charles Jourdain, mate. Davey Grant. Oh my days, fucking Davey Grant, mate. He's fucking going out there. Fucking chinning all these motherfuckers, mate. You know, there's so many fun guys at 130. Bryce Mitchell is at 135. He's not even ranked. Bryce Mitchell, brother. There's so many names in this division. I think this is the best weight class right now. We've got an active, exciting champion that is a little bit goofy, that can potentially be beat by some of these guys. We've got some elite top 5 contenders. We've got some very exciting guys in the top 15 that are 2 or 3 wins away from a title shot that could shake things up. And we have a killer's row of fucking prospects and big names in the unranked section. I think 135 is the best right now. But hey, let me know your opinions in the comments down below. What weight class do you think is the best? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me on my rankings? Let me know in the comments, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, because I will be live for UFC 322 this weekend. Watching the GOAT, JDM, retain his fucking belt, okay? I can't wait to be there. I hope you guys are there too. If you want to cop some Street X and rock the JDM Army gear and all that shit, follow the link in the description down below and use code BedtimeMMA for 10% off at checkout. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support. I'll see you in the next video, man. Goodbye.